Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about kitchen safety and sanitation because that's the most important thing when we're going to go into our cooking labs and we're going to go into our kitchen. Before you ever step foot in there, you need to know, what do I need to be doing to be safe? What do I need to do to be clean? And those kind of things. Because the CDC actually says that 3,000 people can die from things like foodborne illnesses. And so there's things that we can learn before we go into the kitchen to prevent those kind of things. So there's a bunch of different things that go into safety and sanitation. So I'm just going to tell you a couple that I think are important. When it comes to like safety, you need to know, the first thing you walk in there, you need to know where your fire extinguisher is, and you need to know that before you go in there. That way, if you're cooking and an accident happens, you already know what it is and you're not having to search for it. You also need to know that if you have a grease fire, you do not throw water on it because it just spread it. And then as for accidents, you need to make sure that you clean up immediately if you have a spill or something like that, because other people walking around could fall in it, or you could fall in it if you just leave it there, and it can just cause a bigger disaster than it already is. Another thing that's important in the kitchen is washing your hands, because like I told you earlier, foodborne illnesses can actually lead to death. So you need to wash your hands like before or after you go to the bathroom. When you handle raw meat or anything like that, you need to wash your hands, and you also don't need to cross-contaminate. And what that means is if you're working with like some type of raw meat or poultry or seafood, you don't use the same cutting board or same knife or same area that you would use for fruits and vegetables. You need to wash that and use something else so that you don't cross-contaminate. And then just some other basic things. Of course, water and electricity don't mix, so never try to plug something in or unplug something if your hands are wet or if the counter is wet or anything like that. When you have a knife, you need to walk with it down if you have to walk with it. It's not like a toy or something to play with. And of course, if you're getting something out of the oven, you need to use something on your hands to protect you from getting hot. So those are just some basic things to keep us safe and keep us sanitized in the kitchen.